I want to apologize. I don't know what happened. We were going along and everything was great and doing the broadcast for the instructional part of the game. And all of a sudden, for some reason, the broadcast just stopped. And so now we're in part 2 and I'm going to start all over again. If you're watching part 1, you're watching the Matt Mayhem show. I'm a former professional wrestler for WCW and WWE and a trainer. Also did the worked as Rage in WCW. Had a partner named Kenny Chaos, and we were high voltage in WCW. And so now what I'm moving on to here, I'm showing you guys. I've already showed you the settings in part 1. So go back to part 1 or look for any other 2K16 videos I have up there. Again, just go to YouTube, type in Matt Mayhem and wrestling, and you will find me. Okay, so what we're going to do is, now I'm working on showing you guys how to do a universe and realistic wrestling matches. So the settings in part 1, go back and refer to that. Come back and start here. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. So we're back in universe and we're going to go to the calendar part. Okay, and what you want to do is set up your show. As I was saying in part 1, if you got a call fed and you're doing things on your own, that's great. If I keep things realistic, I use modern day wrestlers, and that's just what I'm doing. But feel free to do it however you want. As you can see, I have Raw, I have NXT. The exclamation mark means NXT does not have a pay-per-view of its own, but every 4th week, it just kind of solves itself. Okay, so any rivalries you have, as you can see there at the bottom, I have rivalries on NXT. I've got Finn Balor and Sami Zayn and the Evolved Villains, and I've got Zack Ryder, and so I've got my rivalries there on NXT. You're gonna go to SmackDown. You see, I've got my rivalries on SmackDown. Okay, and then this is called WWE Live. This is just the live tour of WWE. I grabbed a graphic, uploaded it, downloaded it, and put it there. So, that's just a house show. It's a house show arena that I built, and it's under Silver Fox here on XX Silver Fox X on PS4. You can go grab that. Then so you'll have a nice house show arena. So I've been doing a lot of building and going through and adjusting some things in the game to my liking, and so we're just now starting Raw in the 3rd week. So apologize, my phone went off, and now everybody cold beer. I always tell everybody the same thing that Steve says on his podcast. Damn it, if it goes off, I owe you a beer. And now everybody a beer. So if you see me out, say, hey, Mayhem, you owe me a beer, and I'll buy you a beer. All right, now. So we're going back, and we're going to go, threw me off a little bit, because I was just thinking how much money I was going to spend on beer. So now what you want to do is, and this is very important, you want to go to Edit Superstars. Okay, and we're just going to start with Adam Rose, okay? You'll click on Adam Rose, and this is what's important, okay? You want to look at his abilities, and you want to make sure they suit you and your wrestling style. The status effects, okay, are things that have happened to him as he's moving through universe in his rivalry story. As he completes matches in a rivalry, you get status effects. Now, these status effects are new this year, and so we're going to take a look at those first. So let's see, he has 2 upward-facing arrows and 1 rocket. So the upward-facing arrows mean he's on a hot streak times 2. Okay, so he's on the hot streak, and this means the competitor becomes encouraged after a big victory, and increasing every attribute he has by 1 point stacks 10 times. So you can increase everything a wrestler has times 10. As you can see, he's 2 out of 10 because he has 2 of them. Okay, and he has momentum because he has the rocket. And momentum is the competitor becomes energized from a burst of momentum, increasing momentum and defensive attributes by 1. This also stacks 10 times, so damn it, there's my phone again. So now we're by 2 damn beers. And here we go. So yeah, okay, sorry, damn. Okay, now 2 beers, that's a lot of money, but we're gonna do it. So he has momentum and hot streak, and briefly you can see if you haven't looked at any of these, you can have major injuries, critical injuries that keep you out for a while. You can be on cold streaks. You can not have good cohesion. You can have good cohesion. You can also, I think, be on a cold. Yeah, you can be distracted, and that messes with your attributes. You can be focused, which does stuff for your discipline. You can have minor injuries. You can have confidence. You can be a conqueror. That's you got to beat the biggest of the best, increasing all offensive and defensive attributes by 3. That stacks 5 times for a total of 15. All your attributes that are offensive and defensive getting a 15 bonus. So if they're already say at 100, you're gonna or 90, they're gonna be 105 to 115. So it makes you almost unstoppable in the ring. So these are things that as you play your guys through Universe, you want to see these stack up. Next, you have your abilities. We all know what abilities do. They're self-explanatory. Like he has ring escape level 2, so I'd actually like to make that 3. I believe every wrestler should get a chance to roll out. He has pin combo level 1. Let's go 2. Diving 2. Mouthpiece, that's fine. He's a technician level 2 at least. Dirty pin. Yeah, let's dirty pin him 3 because he's a cheater. And rope break, let's go rope break level 2. And this just allows you to grab the rope by pressing circle if you're pinned near the ropes. So there you go. Anything else I think that he needs? Maybe a little bit of ruthless aggression. And then, you hit accept. So once you want to go through every superstar in your universe, okay? So you want to go to affiliated shows. He can be on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Because, like I said, I'm keeping things realistic. As you can see, and I now, I have the complete NXT roster. I have, everybody that's in WWE, I have. So, I have a complete and total structured roster. Now, you see like 72 on SmackDown, and 73 on Raw, and 52 on NXT, and you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of wrestlers. Well, there is no SmackDown and Raw branding. Like John Cena can be on either show. Anybody can be anywhere. And, now in WWE, that's the way it works. The guys pretty much just get told where to be. And they can do a SmackDown show on Thursday night and then do a Monday Night Raw appearance and do another house show for SmackDown on the following Friday and do a Raw house show on Saturday because the towns are closer. So they quit all the crossbreeding of that. And sorry, I needed a good cold drink. So there's these affiliated shows. You can also go to crowd reaction and make him boo. Now, here's what keeps you saw the high numbers of wrestlers. Here's what keeps it under control. Contendership Settings. Okay? I turned off his ability to be in tag. You can turn it on, but he can't tag. He can't be a tag team. It's off. And Adam Rose right now, he could go for a world title, but he's 47th for one of those, and he's 35th for a singles, meaning U.S. or Intercontinental Championship or U.S. Championship. He can go for either one of those. And he'll get one of those way before he's in contention for the world title. So, you just accept that. And let's look around here at somebody maybe that's Braun Strowman, okay? Of course, he's a created wrestler. He's a call. We're going to click on old Braun, and I'll show you what I mean by contendership settings. Okay, right now, Braun Strowman, okay, he is not able to do world or singles because he's a tag team guy. Okay, he's a tag team wrestler, and he's not going for any single or world titles now. So, you just accept that, and you go on. You can also, you want to make sure that you go to the relationship settings, and you want to make sure that their allies are set, and their tag teams are set. And if they have any enemies, if an enemy slips to level 3, you will see enemies slip down as rivalries get completed. Like a level 1 rival will go to level 2, and then he'll slowly slide to 3, 4, 5, and he'll zip off like it never happened. Kind of like in wrestling, you have guys feud for 90 days, and they'll be your level 1 rival, and maybe you'll pick up another rival along the way. Somebody that's a friend of theirs or some deal like that. Then, so again, anybody that's active in your universe, you want to come in and you want to make sure how they're set up, how their abilities are, and what shows they can be on. Like, Alberto Del Rio just recently returned. He can be on Raw or SmackDown, just like he has been on regular television, but he's not on NXT. So you just kind of hit accept, and you move on. And again, you just go down through. As you can see, there's some people like, Batista. He's not really right. He's in the game. Don't have a thing against Dave. He's a great guy, but he is not currently on a show, and I'm not currently using him in the game. So as you go through, there'll be some people you use and some people you don't. Bret Hart, legend, not using him right now. Now if I was making a WCW universe and was setting it up, of course, like Brian Pillman and, or if I was doing Attitude Era, we'd have Brian Pillman and, Billy Gunn on all the shows, and things would be, different. Like a buddy of mine that also plays the game, he's got one account, meaning a PlayStation account that he's not paying for. You can have multiple accounts. And he has one for WCW. He has one for, his main one is the Attitude Era, and then he's going to make one for the 80s, like all the, the old guys, like, Hogan in his prime, and Andre the Giant, and, Big Boss Man, and all those type guys. And there's so many people making so many good things under creations. The only bummer to creations is you can only download 20 people a day. So, keep that in mind when you're building your universe. Okay? And so basically, that wraps up this little part of it. You just want to go in and make sure that, like Jericho, he doesn't have a tag partner right now. And he doesn't need one, so I'll turn that off while I'm looking. And Chris, he's not going to be a world champion again right now. So if I turn back, see, he's 33rd. But nah, So you can make the choice if you wanted to, do it or not. But my universe is set up, so I'm not going to change a lot of stuff. It is what it is. I've already went through and set up, who I want and where I want them. And my NXT folks, like Enzo Amore, and see, now divas can be anywhere, I don't know what is going on with this WCW Women's Championship on Emma and why she has it. So I need to edit titles because that was a little. A friend of mine had made this belt, the WCW Women's title, and I just needed to make sure that I don't have any active belts. As you can see, NXT is Sasha Banks, and my Nikki Bella still is the Divas champion here. She's not going to be because she's in a feud with Charlotte. So I see Charlotte taking that from her at the pay-per-view. So let's accept. Okay, now like under story options, automatic rivalries. You can turn these on or off. I suggest leaving them on. Leave on your injuries, so wrestlers will get hurt. They will leave, just like they do on television. Whether doing a work or a shoot injury, meaning whether it's real or fake, they will leave TV for a while, for surgeries and shoot for, somebody will, do a run in and give them a concussion for a couple weeks, and, in real life they're just taking a vacation. So, there's things like that go on, so you won't have those injuries on. And it's good for, and Survivor Series, automatically have that rivalry going. Undertaker's WrestleMania rivalry, yeah, that's there. And the Royal Rumble winners rivalry. Because every time you win that Rumble, and you're guaranteed to go to the dance, well, that may not happen. Because somebody might step up and challenge you to your spot. So I recommend these to be on. Auto. Tag team breakups, off. You don't want to spend time building these tag teams. And yes, realistically, tag teams break up. But I just kind of go in and do that myself. And when I break them up, I will form a story. And I'll run them against each other as rivals for 30 days. When I break them up, I've been doing that now for the last 3 years since we had universes and these options. So now crowd reaction changing, yes, on. Injuries on, and accept. So don't forget to set up your tag teams. Make everybody into the tag teams you want them to be in. Don't forget to set your titles up. Okay, before and you want to download everybody you want You want to put everybody on the shows you want to be on. You want to get everybody loaded up in your universe, and all this stuff comes together before you ever wrestle the first match in universe. If it takes you 3 or 4 or 5 days of downloading, because once you start that first match, if you add somebody to it, if you add something, you know, or somebody to it, it will mess it up. So don't, you know, once it's set, you know, when you find somebody online, and it's inevitable, you will find like our favorite wrestler of yours, you'll be like, oh, I want to add into the universe. Feel free to do it after the pay-per-view is over of the current month you're in. Like, you know, if you look at my calendar, I'm currently in April, first year. So as soon as Extreme Rules is over, the pay-per-view is done, I will have whomever. Like if I'm going to bring in a new superstar, like, you know, the final one here, it's not in the show, okay, like Andre the Giant, Terminator, no. I'm looking for somebody, okay, Batista. If I want to bring Dave back, I wait till Extreme Rules is over. Or at Extreme Rules, he will make an appearance, and you know, I'll have him special guest referee a match, or there'll be something going on there. And when it's all over with, I will go in and add him to the affiliated show, and then I will set him up in his rivalry with, you know, he's going to screw somebody over for a title, or however he comes back. You want to think about wrestling like wrestling, and then, you know, add your stuff in there and go from there, because it's kind of what it's all about. Realistic shows. Now, getting to the coup de grace, no puns, on Finn Balor, but we're getting to the heart of all this. So now I hope you guys have understand how to set up the game to make it work for you well under settings. Again, if you missed part 1, I have a huge tutorial video on how to do the settings and on the sliders. And it is so important that you do them exactly how I described them to do, because that is straight from Ledesma, from WWE, from 2K. So you want to do the settings like that. Then when we're done doing the settings like that, we're going to come here to rivalries. Okay, and you get your universe set up. You want to go to rivalries to start out your first month. So it's me against Seth Rollins for the world title in month 1. We got 6 weeks of that left. It was an 8-week rivalry. He will defend and then he will lose. Okay, I already know that in my head. So you're just going to figure this stuff out in your head before you start the rivalry. And then we got Bray Wyatt against Roman Reigns. Okay. And there's a week left to that. Or I'm sorry, it starts on May of week 1. Like, after this month, that rivalry starts. It built up in April, and it's going to start in May. These two are going to go at it. There's 2 weeks left between Charlotte and Nikki for the women's title. NXT. You can have the Vaudevillains against Enzo and Colin. Okay, and that's for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Then I have Zack Ryder against Adam Rose. No title on the line, just keeping the guys relevant. So you kind of want to have one match out of the 3 shows that you have. You want to have at least 1 or 2 of them just be to keep a guy relevant. They don't all have to be about titles all the time. So because they now have given us the ability to do like a title match on Raw, or on SmackDown or whatever, so you don't always have to have that rivalry about a title during the month. So we move on to SmackDown. As you can see, my rivalries are set there. Tag Team Championship, the New Day against Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. And then we have the Intercontinental Championship, Ryback defending against Rusev. And then we have Sheamus and Ziggler going at it. Mm-hmm. So then we can look at the news and we can see what's happened, through the month here. Let's scroll back and see what's going on. How many run-ins there's been, so you can keep up with all this stuff for the whole month. And you can look at your current rankings for each title, as well as the stats behind every belt. Okay? So now, the matches. And what I'm going to do right now is show you how to have a good WWE match. Okay, so you've seen my settings. You've seen how my universe is set up. And to wrap this up, we're going to start off with just a normal match on Monday Night Raw. Okay, and also before you start your show, I always like to do this. I go through it, I'm like, okay, I'm good with that match. Match number 3, tag team, elimination tag team. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm good with that. So, match number 4, Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler. So, I've only got 2 rivalries on here that have started. That's the Bellas and me and Seth. So then me and Seth, one-on-one, main event on Raw. So I'm good with all of these. I was one-on-one. Now this is the Falls Count Anywhere starting out. So Falls Count Anywhere, you're opening up with a big banging match on Raw, and you want to do awesome on this, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the momentum for this match. The difficulty's on normal. So the momentum here, we're going to put on fast. So and I'll explain how this works. Fast momentum usually means one finisher and the match is over. So since we're doing a Falls Count Anywhere match, and there's going to be a lot of weapons and maybe somebody going through a table or a barrier or something, really getting, damaged, or damn, there's my phone again. So, so now we look at this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this right here. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you guys how to have a great match with this. My phone's gone off a lot, and this one was my wife. I'm going to go pick her up. And I'll tell you what, folks. I appreciate you guys watching my YouTube channels. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Facebook at The Matt Mayhem Show. Also, hit me up on Twitter at WWE Matt Mayhem anytime. Feel free to follow me anywhere. I know social media is kind of a jungle, but I'm there. And you can also hit me here on Twitch. So we're almost at the 30-minute mark. I hope this video finds you well wherever you are. I'm Matt Mayhem, and I'm out. And and before I leave, one last thing. My next video will be the match between R-Truth and Daniel Bryan. So stay tuned for that, and I'll show you how to put a good match together under one-on-one, false count anywhere conditions. Okay? So we'll set that up, or I'll just do a good one-on-one match with you. And before I go, again, normal means momentum flowing pretty normal. A match is going to be a little bit slower paced. That's at least a signature, maybe 2 finishers before it's over. Fast, that's 1 signature, 1 finisher. And sometimes they throw a surprise in there, and you might have to do signature, finisher, signature, finisher, high spot, like top rope, superplex to win the guy enough to knock him out. And on slow, this is the mother of them all. This is 3 or 4 or 5 scenes of, frustration where you're hitting like at least, like a 3 and 3, like 3 signatures, 3 finishers on a guy before. This is those WrestleMania moment matches combined with my settings. So now that I finished explaining what I finished explaining, or started out with the momentum side of things, and obviously the entrance being on is self-explanatory. I hope you've enjoyed what I've done here and continue to do in the WWE what is becoming 2K16 series. So when I come back, I'll show you how to put a good match together. And I'm out. And you guys have a great rest of your day. And again, I hope the video finds you well wherever you're at. And be good to each other, folks. I'll catch you on down the road.